long break for the next say so. Never tell a back that I never stay running.
What is the worst male fashion trend?
The new like porn stash, like the Top Gun like porn stash.
Miami.
Yeah, that. I'm sorry, but you gotta let it go. It's over. The movie came out 1,000,000 years ago.
Hey, I like it. I'm keeping it.
On a date, and the guy asked me money for my meal before calling out a buy one get one free voucher.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's the MVP. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
As soon as I feel like I'm competing for a spot,
I'm out of there. I'm gone.
He's a 10, but he snores really loud.
Snores?
Yeah, you know what that is?
Yeah, I know what that is. A 1.
A 1?
Yeah.
So half of the population of guys is already done with you.
Yeah. That's fine with me. I couldn't care less.
Have you never heard of standards?
Yeah, that's...
No,
You have to have
I don't have any.
standards.
I can tell.
One thing you're insecure about. Is it your lips? Is that the reason why you got lip fillers?
Are you fucking stupid? I'm sorry.
Man in America will 100% look after you.
So the guys here won't do that.
Please, shut. Where?
There'll be guys in the UK that'll look after.
No, I doubt it.
Oh no, wait. All right, would you look after her? Would you look after her?
I'm not her father.
Oh, see, okay, yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Americans, if I say I want a certain pattern, I don't have to ask too hard.
Hi guys. Welcome to Manfulness. If you just saw these videos, you'll notice how women react when they're rejected and ignored, or when they're just humbled by guys who they thought were simps. As we all know, gender dynamics continue to change today as they always have. Men who once received praise and admiration for their masculinity are now nearly universally viewed with contempt by society. Women who were formerly admired for their feminine beauty are now being pressured by culture to lose their feminine characteristics and become more masculine. More and more men are choosing to ignore women as a result of men going their separate ways, which makes women want men more because women naturally crave acceptance and validation. Women want those men more and more while men neglect them more and more. This is something all of us have witnessed and experienced from time to time, and there's nothing wrong in talking about something that is so apparent. And so, what really got me thinking about this was a message that I received from someone who wanted to discuss this in detail. It got me thinking about how the dynamics are constantly changing for men going their own way. They have to deal with family, friends, colleagues, and society in general who are curious to know their reasons for choosing not to play the dating game anymore. People are genuinely curious and have their own understanding of MGTOW when they learn more about it. There are many who already believe in it, and there are some who completely reject it. The message I received was from a guy living in Boston who, like many others, went his own way even before hearing anything about it. He says as he went his own way, he started noticing that women were much more attracted to him and giving him more attention than he had ever received from them throughout his life. Women were trying to ask him out, being nervous around him, and saying how they agreed with him and yet wanted to go on dates with him. Before he went his own way, he says he used to settle for women who were 5 or 6 in the attraction scale, but now, he was being pursued by 8s and above. He also thought he'd get more negativity from his friends and coworkers for going his own way, but they were all surprisingly very accepting and most of them agreed with his views about women, dating, and relationships. He explained to them how he had much more time after taking his decision. He could go to the gym whenever he wanted. He could go to a different city or to the mountains over the weekends. He could pursue his passions, cook great food, learn martial arts, and every other thing he was interested in. And this would not have been possible if he were in a relationship with a woman. Some of friends told him that he was very smart to be doing this and facing the reality face to face and wished they had thought about life like this as well. And when people used to ask him why he was going his own way, he would just say that he was tired of looking because he didn't want them to think he was crazy or something. After some time, he actually started telling them the truth and was again surprised to find out that most of them completely understood his decision. However, some people, especially some women, had real problems with how he was steering the ship of his own life. Guys, I always advise against outlining the precise justifications for following one's own path since I believe it is better for others to come to their own conclusions. Otherwise, they typically assume you're a member of a cult that's out to destroy the other gender or something equally sensational, which is completely wrong. And to the guy who sent me this message, I have to say this. Any of those really attractive women would surely lose interest if you suddenly started to pay them more attention, guaranteed. Since it's probably uncommon for a straight guy to reject them, I predict that they would regain their confidence in the fact that all men find them attractive and cease worrying about running against that wall. It's possible that none of those attractive women had ever experienced rejection until they started chasing you. Given that they lacked a father role when they were younger, it's probable that you're to blame for their daddy issues. They might go to great measures to appear incredibly appealing to you in order to make up for this. Now when a man is neglecting them, it might bring up childhood memories of being shunned and forgotten. Are these ladies genuinely interested in you, or are they more curious to find out why you don't find them attractive? What you said here suggests to me that attractive, successful guys who go their own way cause women to lose their minds when they are ignored. They are undoubtedly worrying to themselves that if they aren't enough for a man like him, they most likely aren't enough for other men like him as well. They may believe that if they talk to you, they would learn that you are someone who likes other men and it will help them feel less insecure. They need to demonstrate to themselves that they can catch your attention even if you're confidently single and going your own way. And it appears as though you are holding up a mirror to women and reflecting their fears back at them. As a result, they feel good about themselves again by enticing you since they believe their appearance is still in good shape. Perhaps you as MT man doesn't irritate women since they are unable to use a man's resources. Perhaps the removal of their feminine card if a guy decides to adopt monk mode has more to do with it. They perceive you as a bachelor when you are single, and the loss of simply one man, you, means little in terms of defending and providing for women. They might also think you aren't looking because you are singing that tune. That doesn't mean a woman won't just happen to be in your life at random and ask you out. Without a doubt, it's the women who choose guys, and not the other way around. Additionally, you claim that several women have complimented your intelligence and that they are only doing this to validate you. A guy is more inclined to seek for female affirmation from other women after he becomes accustomed to or addicted to it from one particular woman. Have you ever considered that by adopting the role of the female camouflage and supporting you, they may be attempting to plant the seeds of a future romance? So, when a man ignores them, are women truly going crazy? In my opinion, no. I believe that when people feel rejected, they behave erratically, which is what we misinterpret for being crazy. You're also wise to avoid bringing up MT in ordinary conversation. When you do, people immediately link it to the men's rights movement and then appear to link it to the incel movement, which is known for its hatred of women. Women are aware of these things. Simply put, they don't discuss them with other males because they want to contain the problem and prevent men from finding out about them and then discovering the nature of women. But for a man who hasn't, there is still hope to get him back to the plantation. There was no backlash when you turned down those attractive women because they see you as an isolated male with no real way to convey to other men how you feel or think. People tell me that MT has existed forever and there will always be men that choose to go their own way. But I doubt that there was actually ever a philosophy with its own language and acronyms to explain these ideas to men and spread them around the world. Women appear to have issues with that. They are aware that in the internet age, rumors spread quickly, and from their perspective, the MT is simply misogynistic rumor and gossip that diminishes their reputation and worth, which renders them less desirable and lowers their social standing. They also don't actually control it, and the shame-based language is no longer effective because it relies on convincing a guy to take a heroic role. A man might formerly be coerced into marriage in the past, after which he would be in charge of his family. On the other side, today you can humiliate a man into getting married and the government will take away his family as well as his resources. With initiatives like the Me Too movement, it appears to be getting more difficult to mislead successful and intelligent men. The most sought-after men are typically the ones who devote the majority of their efforts to advancing their professions, maintaining physical shape, and achieving financial success. They have the intelligence to avoid destroying their life. Men in the top 20% of the population now dread women. I've stated it many times before, but feminists recruit more women to their causes by ignoring those males because if they do, more women will become feminists. Thus, those women go bonkers and explode in anger at all men. So in a manner, by advising males not to get married, MT is promoting feminism. Men who have chosen their own paths should be thanked by feminists since we are assisting in their further development. But they continue to oppose it. However, feminists are extremely against MT and they likely believe that it harms them. But in reality, it just radicalizes women. In fact, I believe that women with alternatives have a stronger case for doing so. While granting men their independence, feminism continues to advance while more men turn away. Feminists, I suppose, would truly want to give men what they want rather than attempting to take more and more things away from us if they were reasonable about it and saw that more guys leading the field is simply making them more unbalanced. The final point I want to make is how much free time you now have. It's fantastic that you have more time to exercise, watch TV, and explore the world around you. I completely believe that reading more books may broaden your mind and increase your vocabulary, but if you're single, you'll have to compete with those hardworking couples for housing. Therefore, you ought to spend your leisure time in a more productive manner. To help with the rising expense of being a single man in our culture, consider streaming your travel adventures in the mountains and earn some money. Try to incorporate your business into your leisure pursuits so you may accomplish two goals at once. The majority of men already don't save enough money for retirement. So, folks, this is the hot topic. Men are becoming more and more independent and adept at ignoring women because they believe they have no other choice. Women, on the other hand, are slowly coming to this realization and are unsure of what to do. Men going their own way are rejecting women, even the most stunning ones who have never been rejected by a guy. How will this develop over the next 5 or 10 years? Actually, we don't know. However, it is well known that men will no longer live their lives in the same manner and allow themselves to be used by women because they have had enough. Will men in the future come to possibly think that they need women more than they realized? Or will women come to terms with the possibility that they need men more than men need women in their lives? Only time will tell. Thanks for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more manfulness. Until next time.